Yeah, I'm out of here.
So it was mostly wet. What?
That was a footprint right outside the tent. Someone just stepped outside the tent.
I just
My
feel,
hand's actually shaking.
I just feel quite vulnerable. I've never felt like this, ever.
Ever.
Follow along as we dive into 6 of the most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. These terrifying moments come from campers whose adventures didn't go as planned. Prepare yourself for some truly unsettling footage, and if any of these leave you shocked, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Dan is no stranger to solo camping, but this trip pushed him to his limits. Camping by a secluded lake in a location known for cryptid sightings and paranormal activity, Dan quickly realized he wasn't alone.
Tonight, guys, we are at what is called the Forest of Sorrow. Here we have all sorts of activity has been reported. Paranormal, cryptid, missing persons, a supposedly current day cult still operates out of this forest and makes sacrifices here. And I am at a camp spot right now. We will be camping. I'm going to be setting up camp here in a minute.
He set up his camp by a lake and, to save time, prepared his fire for the evening. While looking around his campsite, he stumbled upon something strange.
Alright guys, so I was about to pack up everything, lock the car with it, and I walked over here. I was just getting some shots. I saw something really weird, kind of disturbing. Check this out. I have no idea how this got here. Look at this. We got we got a boot here. Just one.
A pile of firewood, a boot, and a tin of food. Weird.
One boot with a can of clams in it. Nothing else though.
Continuing on, he started his hike, prepared with his spirit device, hoping to capture any paranormal activity around. Well, he certainly did.
Crazy haunted, just like I've stated before, just disturbing activities going on here.
I've been here 50 years.
The day that it breaks, which I hope is a long time from now. I've been here 50 years and I'm still not bored.
Keep the camera on.
Keep the camera on. All right, I like that response. Couldn't tell if there was somebody coming or just animal.
Will you stay a while?
Will you stay a while? Sounds like a question directly to me. Yes, I will. I will be staying the night here, and I will have the camera on. So if you'd like to show me something, I definitely invite you to. I do enjoy like campfire.
May I touch you?
Yes, you may touch me. Feel free.
Around.
Ooh, what the? That's how it felt. It felt like somebody started my neck right here and went down to my back, just like.
After catching some activity on his device, he decided to venture further. He noticed a pair of worn jeans hunched over some wood next to the lake.
Yo, what's that? Dude, what is that? Yo, that's pants. That's pants.
Could this be linked to the boots? Could this be evidence of something?
I don't know, man. Like, it definitely seems to be like some sort of evidence of missing people. I don't know for sure though. I'm gonna head back to the campsite. I'm gonna go to the campsite, go get something to eat, and then come back. So I can go get dinner out of the way. Come back, then we'll set up the fire, and probably go for another walk. Then we'll have a fire, and get into the evening.
As darkness approached, he decided it was best to head back to camp and settle in for the evening. Having some food and setting up his fire, he sat down next to it for another session on his spirit device.
Uh-oh.
But before he could start, he heard a scream from across the lake.
Alright, we're on and running. You gotta be kidding me.
Moving on to his Spirit Talker app, this is what he picked up.
Was that you? Whoever I was speaking to earlier, whoever touched me. Skeleton.
Are you here for me?
Are you here for me? I am here for someone. It could be you. I'd like to learn something.
We're apprehensive.
What was that? Maybe move something in the environment. Could you do that for me to let me know if you want to communicate? Dude, that was that.
There was a lot of activity, and with the howling and sirens in the background, the atmosphere became more unsettling. Now that it was dark, Dan wanted to go back into the woods to see if there was more activity as the night grew darker. While Dan was exploring, something chilling happened.
All right, we're headed out back down the trail. What I'm really interested in is I want to see if I can find, which I know I probably can't, that area where we heard the sticks breaking. And we heard that metallic clanging too. Yo! What was that? That sounded powerful. That sounded like something big is right up ahead. Something does not feel right. Something just seems off tonight. Oh, what the
Not once, but twice. The sound of sticks breaking, as if something was walking on them, but it was too loud to be an animal. Dan was now on full alert and decided to call it a night.
Yeah, for now, I am going to go to bed.
After settling down for bed, Dan started dozing off until this happened. Footsteps circled his tent. Someone was outside. Curious, yet cautious, Dan opened his tent and saw a dark figure standing in the distance.
There's somebody outside.
The man noticed him, flashed his light, and distracted him before fleeing the camp.
Who's out here? Who's out here? Hello? Dude, there's that boot. Dude, so whoever that was looking for that. Yeah, I'm out of here.
Dan couldn't stay any longer, so he packed up his things and left. What do you think that man wanted? Was it linked to the shoes and jeans? Austin's solo camping trip was anything but peaceful.
I just decided to go camping. Now, as you can kind of sort of maybe see, it's kind of raining, but that's okay. I just went out in the middle of nowhere at this campground at Patoka Lake in Indiana. I'm the only one out here. Obviously, it's kind of cold and it's projected to get colder and it's raining. But I like a challenge whenever I camp, and I've camped in much worse.
After setting up his fire and eating dinner, he prepared for a quiet night under the stars.
I got my hot dogs here. Still cooking them. I guess I'll set this back down here. There we go. Ooh. There we go. The fire's doing all right. So as long as I can keep it going, I'm already through one pack of my wood that I brought, but as long as I can keep at a steady rate of getting other wood, which is all wet, as long as I can keep that getting in here and keep a constant flow, I think it's gonna be all right.
Austin went searching for more firewood when this happened.
I just need to find some bits and pieces just to keep it going. We're going pretty strong, but it's getting pretty thin, if you can tell, like down in the bottom of it. Can't really see anything out here, so yeah, I have this flashlight. It's got a good beam on it. So it was mostly wet. What the? I don't know if you guys just heard that, but like something literally just went boom over there.
A loud, unnerving sound shattered the silence. A loud, echoing noise from deep within the woods.
So it was mostly wet. What the?
On edge, Austin investigated his campsite, but nothing seemed out of place.
I'm trying to find a rational explanation too. Like, maybe it was the wood. But it doesn't look any different than when I left. And I don't think that this would make that kind of sound.
With his fire dying out and the weather turning worse, he decided to spend the rest of the night in his truck.
Alright, so here's the update. It's almost 1 a.m. and I bagged out of the tent because it's pouring and I got paranoid as hell. I'm not gonna lie. It's freaky out here by yourself.
Austin believes the cause of the noise was a post that had fallen, while some viewers suggest it was something else.
What it was so I put the sign had fallen down in the middle of the road that said like safe area, no dogs, no weapons. And so I set it up against one of the tables, like one of the camping tables. So I set it up against that because it was in the middle of the road. I look over whenever I went out to go to the bathroom or something, and it was laying on the ground. So I was like, wait a minute, that makes sense.
Was it an animal? Or something far more sinister? What do you think was lurking in the woods that night? Brendan is no stranger to van life and solo camping, but this trip would become one of his worst trips.
It's safe to say that what you're about to watch, excuse the wind by the way, is probably the hardest and not very nicest video I've ever had to edit. Good morning. Outside the back of a yuppie tennis court. The eventual goal of today's video is to go and visit, or possibly drive through, Clacton-on-Sea and finish our adventure at a little town in England called Jaywick. It's always worthwhile, you know, getting out on foot into these little villages. I mean, most people know about cities and bigger towns, but it's not very often you actually get to see a first-hand view, the sights and sounds of a little tiny village.
After a long day of driving and exploring, Brendan parked in a quiet spot to rest for the night.
Sprinkle some in. Look at that. I think that's our curry done.
As he prepared dinner, an uneasy feeling began to creep in. Cars passed by frequently, and something about the area felt off.
That mini motorbike that was running earlier on has been firing up again. I don't know if I feel this car park or not. When I started cooking dinner, there was a few cars parked around me. There was a van over there, and now I am the only one in this car park, and I wonder why. I'm going to follow my gut instinct. I'm not parking here tonight.
Trusting his instincts, Brendan decided to move to a different location, but that decision turned out to be a mistake.
Right, after traipsing around for the last 20 minutes to half hour trying to find a spot, there's apparently a quiet little park up at the end here, maybe. This'll do me. Alrighty. Oh, nice and quiet here. Not even a sound of a distant car.
At 2:30 a.m., he was jolted awake by the sound of someone outside his van.
I'll see you in the morning. I think someone's outside the van.
Moments later, the door handles began to rattle.
Someone just tried the door.
Then, without warning, the sound of shattering glass pierced the silence. Someone had smashed his van window.
Hey! Right, whoever the that was has now gone. I'm gonna get out of here.
In a state of panic, Brendan jumped into the driver's seat and sped off. The 3-hour drive home felt like an eternity, and the damage to both his van and his peace of mind was undeniable. Could you have stayed calm in such a terrifying situation? Ben and Carrie set out for a last-minute camping trip to a place they have camped previously. But what was supposed to be a relaxing getaway quickly turned into a nightmare.
Carrie, are you excited to go explore these creepy woods?
Yeah, can't wait.
It's going to be good.
It is.
I think we should go to a different place though, the same area, but...
Head a bit further in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because we've camped in this bit like for the last 2 times now.
3?
Yeah, 3 times. So if we just move further along, I reckon it'll look a lot different on video as well. It'd be nice. I'm just tuned in and I want to chat to you guys throughout the night as much as I can. And yeah, get some filming done.
After setting up their campsite, Carrie went off filming, and Ben was startled by noises around him.
She's behind me filming as well. This person might be walking around the outside of this wood, and she might bump into them. So, but I don't actually know if it's a person yet. This is the thing, I can just hear somebody. I was filming on the floor and I heard something off to my left, which definitely sounded like somebody walking through.
When he looked around, there was no sign of anyone. Shrugging it off, the pair settled in for the night.
I've just put the last bits of the wood on the fire, and then it's really cold as well tonight, so I'm going to probably hit the hay quite early. I'm going to lie in the tent, watch some videos on my phone.
As they lay in their tent, having a peaceful night to the sound of rain hitting their tent, noises caught their attention.
So you guys take it easy for now, and like I said, I'll see you in the morning.
So,
It's not good, is it?
no, I'm not sure what to say really, because for me to be on edge,
Yeah, exactly.
without saying something, just listen.
Shortly after, footsteps can be heard outside their tent. The couple froze, unsure of what or who was out there.
Or we pack away in the rain and the wind
And then walk through the woods where we can hear people talking.
and make that treacherous journey back in the dark to the car.
What was that?
I don't know.
That was a footprint right outside the tent. Someone just stepped outside the tent.
What do you mean someone just stepped outside the tent?
Yeah, it's a footprint right
I
outside.
heard something, but what do you do?
Terrified, they made the decision to leave.
What is that noise?
I just
My
feel
hand's actually shaking.
quite vulnerable. I've never felt like this, ever.
Ever.
I've done 1,000,001.
I'm not joking. It's this, honestly, it's put me off ever coming out ever again.
No, don't be silly. Right, we're going to pack down as quick as we can because it is raining really, really heavily. And then we've got the however many miles back to the car through the forest in the dark in a location that is renowned for wild men, UFO sightings. So
As they packed up in the darkness, the sounds seemed to follow them.
Did you not hear that one?
I heard three whistles.
That was a very... No, it was different. This was like a very short, sharp, high-pitched whistle. Like a... I don't even want to do it. No, I don't want to do it.
They eventually made it back to their car, but the experience left them shaken.
I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, if the car's gone, then it wasn't obviously people playing a prank. So then it begs the question, what was we hearing? Was it the wind? I've camped out many times before in bad wind. It's never really sounded like people chattering to that extent. That was like a full-on conversation that I heard back there, so...
Experienced campers, Ben and Carrie admitted this experience was enough to put them off for a long time. What do you think was out there in the dark? Mo Sargi and his friend took on a terrifying challenge, camping overnight at a so-called satanic campsite in the remote wilderness of Canada.
As I'm Sargi, welcome back to another camping video. Now today's camping video is going to be completely different than any camping video I've ever done, because today we are not going to need any tents. I'm not going to use my RV motorhome. I'm not going to use any of that stuff for today's camping adventure. What we are going to do is hike about 30 to 40 minutes, maybe even an hour, up this mountain in the middle of nowhere here in Canada. There is an abandoned campsite, like an actual camp where kids would go and camp. Now the stories are, this camp, they actually had a cult there at one point in time, and they were doing these weird cult rituals.
After hiking for some time, they finally reached their destination. As nightfall approached, They decided to explore the area to find a spot to stay for the night.
This is one of the coolest places I've ever been to. As you guys can see, most of the buildings are there. That was like the actual camp. Now there's an area there somewhere where they would do the actual like satanic cult rituals. What do you guys say? We go and explore right now. All right, we're about to start exploring the cult camp. So up here, by the way, this is where apparently and allegedly the cult leader dude would do his like rituals. He was telling me how they were here exploring at nighttime and they encountered a dude wearing like a cloak of some sort. All right, where do we start first? Some of these actually look kind of boarded up. Oh, we found our sleeping quarters for tonight. Oh, this is scary, dude. Oh my God. Bro, what the hell? Is this an infirmary or a camp? You know they had some mofo strapped. There's blood on this. Dude, dry blood. All over the freaking bed. Guys, what the hell were they doing here? Only one way in and one way out. Yeah. Does that sound like something moving in there?
I did hear.
While exploring, they encountered a few strange noises, but they kept pushing on, determined to find the perfect place to settle down.
I'm very excited for it too. It's been I swear to God, I heard somebody walking over there. Hello? Show yourself. Oh, a pentagram. What the f***? There's literally a satanic pentagram on the ground. It's definitely something demonic in that one building, but I won't sleep there. For me, this feels a bit more happy. Like there's like a happy feeling in here, you know what I mean?
Eventually, they found a more comfortable area to sleep. As the night grew darker, the atmosphere around them began to shift.
All right, we are getting ready for bed right now. Josh has got his little tiny bed over there. We're using the Anchor Solix light to kind of give us like a night light tonight. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning.
Footsteps echoed down the hallway, and suddenly, something terrifying happened. A man in a cloak, eerily similar to the figure seen in his friend's video, appeared, watching them. It wasn't until the next morning that they realized the door had been opened. Filled with anxiety and confusion, they rewatched their footage.
What the fuck? Wait, did we not close the door? Yeah. Wait. When maybe? No, there's not. No? This camera's dead. Bro, something opened the door. I'm speeding it forward right now. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, it was closed. Closed. What's that? There's someone there. What the f? Dude, it's the guy with the f cloak.
What they saw sent shivers down their spines. Fear took over, and without wasting another moment, they packed up and fled the area.
Do you hear that? Okay, we need to go right now.
Yeah.
Luke, an experienced outdoorsman known for his adventures in the wild, has taken viewers along on countless hikes, camping trips, and backpacking journeys. But this time, his adventure was different. He was not alone.
In this one, we are out for an overnight adventure. Let it begin.
Luke ventured into a forest recently destroyed by a hurricane. The damage around him made the environment eerie, with fallen trees and debris scattered everywhere. Finding a safe spot to set up camp was no easy task.
Folks, it feels so good to get that pack off.
But eventually, Luke settled in and prepared for the night ahead.
What I do know is that I need to gather some firewood before it gets dark.
As he gathered firewood and prepared a meal, the chilling reality of his surroundings began to sink in. The forest was destroyed and silent, apart from the faint sounds of nature.
This is what I'm talking about right here. It's a cool evening. We've got a fire going. This is perfect. After weather events that took place, just like what happened here with the hurricane, anytime there's widespread damage, you really have to be careful. Days, weeks, even months. You really do have to be careful of additional downfall. A lot of these trees right now, they're just laying against other trees.
After a peaceful day of hiking, Luke finally settled down for a quiet night's sleep. But the quiet didn't last. Echoing through the foggy woods came the bone-chilling howls of coyotes. And without a full tent to shield him, the situation becomes even more terrifying.
Those coyotes are close, folks.
It was a haunting reminder that he wasn't alone. The howls grew closer to his camp, but Luke stayed calm and tried to sleep.
Really, really close. There were two packs. One was over here and another one was back here. Again, very close. Yep. It's time for me to actually go to bed now. I've just been laying here doing some reading, but it's bedtime.
By morning, he woke to his alarm. This experience was a chilling reminder of the dangers lurking in the wild. What would you do if you heard coyotes nearby? Would you stay or leave? For those of you who made it to the end, thank you for watching these disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. Comment below the video you found the most chilling, and be sure to subscribe for more horror content.